What is your personal story behind TCFN?
I'm going to tell you a story about our foundation as it relates to the larger world, and it has an East German connection. So here's a story. We tell this story often in our community, but this is the first time I've ever had a chance to tell it in Germany. Our foundation is in its 21st year this year. We are located in the capital of Canada, and as a result, there are lots of embassies, and we have a certain international aspect to our community. But our community foundation is very locally based. And when we were just 2 years old, we needed to find an office where we could run the organization. We had been doing it from a little borrowed space. And one of our volunteers found us some donated space in a huge office. And we had no furniture, we had nothing. We didn't own anything except some files. So the day we were moving in, I was trying to decide how are we going to set ourselves up. I don't have a desk, I don't have telephones, I don't have paper, I have nothing. And I was waiting for the elevator. And this was in 1989. As I looked at all of the other tenants in the building, I noticed the East German embassy was in this building. So I stopped at that floor and I knocked on the door. And I said, "Would you be having any furniture that you would like to give away?" And they said, "Yeah." So I walked in, and we were given desks and wastepaper baskets and paper and all sorts of things to set up our office as they disbanded the East German embassy because it was no longer needed, because the wall had come down and Germany was unified. So we have a wonderful connection to the East Germans, who were very, very kind to us. They were very glad to be able to donate to the beginning of our foundation and to help us get going. So that's my connection with Germany and with East Germany. And it was very positive. Of course, when we explained to the ambassador what our organization did, he was very puzzled. He didn't understand how philanthropy worked at all, but he was very glad to help out.
Let me ask you something else. Which influence had TCFN on the development of the CV community foundations in your country?
Oh, it's had a tremendous effect. I think with TCFN, we've had a chance to rub shoulders, as we say in English, to come close to a lot of people in Europe who are operating their community foundations in the same kind of scale. We don't have the huge wealth in Canada that they have in the U.S. There isn't so much very, very large philanthropy. It's more like it happens in Germany or other parts of Europe. So we found people that we could relate to very easily. We also found that the political systems are somewhat similar. We have universal health coverage, for example, in Canada. So the way we give away money is very different than the community foundations in the U.S. and much more similar to the ones in Europe. We found the dialogue just so worthwhile, and we learned a great deal from the European colleagues. The other thing, though, that we learned from was the brilliant people that the Bertelsmann Foundation invited to be part of this network. And so we were hearing every time we got together from some of the best minds and able to take back lessons and apply them in our own communities and to our own network, of course. I've made close friends. I find that sometimes after I come away from a meeting of the TCFN, I have spent more time with some of the people than I spend with my own family, because we wake up in the morning, we have breakfast together, we talk the whole time, we spend the whole day together, then we spend the evening, we have dinner, and then we finish with a little drink at the end of the day, and the whole time we're sharing and talking, and we come to know each other in more than just the work that we do. We've come to be friends, and so I have had some members of TCFN come and stay with me in my home. I have gone to their places sometimes, even if I'm on other business, not community foundation business. We look each other up. And there's been a lot of dialogue, so I've learned so much about other cultures, other ways of doing philanthropy, and the people involved in community foundations are really wonderful people. You want them to be your friends. They're really great people. I think what I like most, apart from the things that I've already mentioned, is the fact that it takes me out of my day-to-day work and lifts my thinking up to higher levels. So while I'm here, while I'm with my colleagues, I have a chance to think about the bigger issues. And sometimes you don't get a chance to do that. You're so busy doing your day-to-day work that you don't get a chance to think about the implications. What's happening in the world, and how is that going to affect me? How do I get ready for those things? So it's extremely beneficial to be taken away from your office and put in a different place and encouraged to think about some of the bigger questions facing us.
And of course, with the social life around this events.
Terribly important, because the speakers that come in are very good. The topics, the conversations in the work groups are extremely good, but we do more learning over dinner, over a drink, in the social aspects of it. And I think that that's a really rich part of it.